Right, so I was in work today, and and this guy comes over and says, "Did you hear it's happening? The Snyder cut is happening because he knows I talk about it. I wore a t-shirt, and he says he must have read, and I says I read it in a newspaper, and then I went on. It's not a cut anymore. It's a movie. So the fact that this guy right had noticed it in a newspaper just prompted me to make this video, and it's prompted me to keep on shouting, even though we have got the Snyder cut. Well, not we've got it coming. It's more than the Snyder cut. It's Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? But more important, it seems to be a wee bit more than that now. Okay, so I want people to keep on tweeting it, keep it on the headlines, keep it. I mean, this is the UK, right? I want people talking about it. I want people to slowly find out about this thing, right? So bore the pants off of people that you don't know, and tell them about it. Fill them in with the history, and just keep on tweeting it. Keep on. Oh, it was just so good for this person to come up and tell me that, hey, did you hear that your film is coming out? So let's get the news out there to people that probably don't even watch superhero movies. Okay, we've got to make this a success. Why? Because the Snyder'Verse looks like it is happening. Okay, and first of all, I just want to show you, and it's good because it's like the haters, right? The haters are suddenly turning around, and to give you a wee idea about the haters and stuff like that, let's see this.
The MCU, whether it's a Hulk series or anything, I think. And listen, he saved Justice League. He saved Justice League. The only reason that movie made any money is because he stepped in and saved it. I feel very confident that the version of Justice League we got in theaters was probably better than the version we would have got from Snyder. And I'm a Zack Snyder fan. Hey, we have flour, eggs, vanilla.
Right. Okay. Right. And then of course, you have got.
Okay, we have to talk a little Aquaman at least. Alright. You auditioned at first for Batman. You might be the only guy that was probably too big for the Batman costume.
Ben's big. Ben's huge.
Ben's a big guy.
Ben's huge, yeah.
Did you know when you were doing the Batman audition that maybe this wasn't the right
I
fit?
almost didn't go in. I thought, this is dumb. Batman's not going to be my tint. No way we're hiring me to play Batman. Zach was very, very, like, I want to see him. I want to see the tape. Bring him in.
Yeah.
So I called my agents. I was like, fine, I'll do it. But I just decided to do it in a total different way. That if Batman got mugged by some people in an alleyway, like, gangster walks up, puts his thing on, he just doesn't give two shits. And so I just played it that way because it was already an existing scene.
Right.
And it's just a booby trap. I knew it was a booby trap, so I just played it.
Well, you clearly showed him something because he very soon after brings you back and says,
Yeah.
You're my Aquaman.
Yeah.
So it seems to me, judging from our past conversations and others you've had, you're always going to be indebted to Zach. Zack Snyder's your
Totally,
guy.
man.
He changed
Totally.
your life.
Totally.
So is that partially why when we spoke about a year ago and I brought up the Snyder Cut, you're like, yeah, I need to see that?
Yeah, absolutely. But I have seen it, so.
I've seen
the Snyder Cut, so.
So what does that mean? Because the effects aren't done. Like you've seen his assemblage of footage and alternate takes, etc.
Oh, do you think Zach couldn't finish it? You don't think he?
I don't know. You tell me. He's finished.
I mean, listen, man. Next question.
He is done, man. You think Zack Snyder? I mean, there's Campia saying for 1 minute that it was probably a mess, and Campia says, I'm a big fan of Zack Snyder, but I think Joss Whedon came in and saved it. What are you talking about? Zack Snyder's one of the best directors out there, right? He influences other great directors out there. He would not send out a film that he is not happy with. It wouldn't be a mess. What we got was Joss Whedon's mess. He didn't even go and see the film because that isn't his baby. He put, things like the fountain and stuff where the architect comes in and he's created this building, and you got the people in the background, the bosses, the management saying, no, we want you to change. He was putting all these videos out there to say, no, I would not have accepted rubbish to be sent out. He would not have released a version that he wouldn't have been happy with and then go and see it in the pictures and support the rubbish, which he didn't do. So now to get back onto the topic that I was wanting, as you may, now this is, I don't go into the media stuff, right? But this is the social media web pages now are all suddenly turning cheek, right? We're all trying to now get on board the Snyder Cut, right? So this is an article from Screen Rant. The Snyder Cut will finally feature a darker Superman. Like we didn't know that already. Zack Snyder's version of Justice League could feature a darker version of Henry Cavill's Superman thanks to his black suit and a different arc. The Snyder Cut of Justice League could feature an even darker Superman that sets up Zack Snyder's long-term plan. Prior to leaving Justice League, Snyder was given a lot of freedom to make the DC Extended Universe as he wanted. He rebooted Superman with Man of Steel in 2013, focused on him again in BVS Dawn of Justice in 2016. These films were the beginning of a 5-film plan centred around the Kryptonian hero. However, the vision that Snyder had for Superman's arc in the DCU as a whole changed greatly. With each new film, Warner Bros. Began getting more involved to try to make the DC movies appeal to a wider audience. This is what led to Justice League tonal change and why one of the biggest alterations made by Joss Whedon was adding more comedy. It's safe to say that Justice League didn't work, and Warner Brothers has finally recognised the potential that Snyder's vision could have. Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming to HBO Max in 2021 and will be almost an entirely different movie. Almost it is, baby. It is. Movie from what was already released, and that will include a different, darker Superman. Despite all the reveals that Snyder has made about his cut of Justice League, he hasn't given away too many details regarding Superman's role. We know that Superman has a different resurrection sequence in the not the Snyder Cut anymore, which served as his introduction in the theatre cut. From there, pieces of the story can be stitched together based on what Snyder shot. He goes to Kent Farm, reunites with Lois, visits the Kryptonian ship again, meets Alfred in the Batcave, and then takes part in the finale. This part of the story could be where Superman becomes darker. From a standpoint, as Snyder has teased that he'll wear this black Superman suit. The truly darker version of Superman. Bum bum bum. Featuring Justice League could come through the Nightmare Future. Snyder's confirmed that the Snyder Cut includes more from the possible future glimpsed in BVS with Superman. I can't read. I'm going to put this article down below. It's just getting me excited. I'm just over the moon. And so I'll put the link to this down below because you'll just see me getting my face getting wider and wider and smiling and sticking 2 fingers up to the haters and stuff. Right, so then we have, so first of all, there's Wonder Woman, right? She is on the cover on this. She's lovely. I didn't honestly, it was Total Film magazine. When you look at that, she's 35. She's definitely, and it goes on and saying how she's even more excited for the Wonder Woman movie and everything else, and she can't wait to show it to her fans and everything else. So it seems to be on track. As for the Guardian, so again, DCEU is really getting the word out there, right? DC seems to be, there is a lot of news happening. There's a lot of positivity happening. Now here's the thing, in an earlier video, this is from The Guardian, I talked about Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and it's on Twitter and it's posting like hellfire that Michael Keaton in talks to return as Batman. The actor who played the role in '92 may put on the cape again to star alongside Ezra Miller in The Flash. Michael Keaton is in talks to return to the DCU universe as Batman. I'm not too sure on that. According to The Wrap, the Oscar-nominated actor is in the early stages of conversations with DC over reprising the role he last played in '92's Batman Returns. The Birdman would star would appear in The Flash, a solo outing for Ezra Miller's character who was introduced in BVS. Listen, I'm not going to read too much into that because I'm not 100% sure. Would I mind that? No. Would I love it to happen? I'm not bothered, to be honest, because for me, the main story for me would be, if there was any Batman coming forward, it would be Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And because it's his story arc that I would want. Now, it could be that he's coming back as Batman and being a small sort of cameo sort of role, because he's like changing the future. Maybe this is a possible future and everything else. And then we get something like DC's crisis thing happening all over again that we just had on the TV. I would want more emphasis on a Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Batman than I would Michael Keaton. Yes, Michael Keaton is good as Batman, but we've gone past that stage now. Yeah, he would have been great in some sort of weird cameo, but I wouldn't want him to be the main focus. It then goes on and talks about how he could be like the Samuel Jackson character for the Marvel Universe, where he would pop in and out. And if he is that sort of Samuel Jackson character, then I can't see him being Batman. I can see him being on the film as some sort of homage to, look, there's Batman, or there's Robin from the '60s series, and he's playing that character in all the Marvel movies, all the DC movies. I can see him playing a role like that instead of being Batman. But he's some sort of link between them all, between the DC movies. Maybe something like that. But I wouldn't. I'm going to squash my thoughts on that and just wait for it, whatever develops. But my heart belongs to Jeffrey Dean because of the linkage he has with BVS. But saying all that stuff, having him come into the DCU and being that Samuel Jackson, it kind of confirms that there is a universe that DC's talking about. That there is a possibility that we may get more of Zack's movies. We may, because I cannot believe for 1 minute, and I wouldn't want to believe that Zack Snyder's going to give us a film with a cliffhanger at the very end of it, and then people not wanting any more. And then we'll have another petition saying we want Justice League Part 2 and everything else, because I'm sure the actors and actresses would be up for it, because things have been pushed back together again. The Snyder'Verse, and I know there's websites, YouTube's out there that's saying after this, Zack Snyder is done. No. After last few years of communication between Zack and the fans, and having him have his film brought back, after him going to the studios and saying, this is me, something that he wanted to do in the first place was this other free story arc, and then have him just walk away from it. No, I wouldn't walk away from my ideas and my thoughts and my plans to make these movies. If I had an idea 4 years ago that I wanted to make a trilogy of movies with Batman, Superman and Wonder Woman, and that would stay with me. I would, for the rest of my life, until I managed to do it, because I wouldn't want that as a regret that I never got to do that. Now we have a position in the DCU where we could get everything, and as that article says, about his original ideas and coming forward, and that Warner Brothers screwed up. This is a great time. Yes, I believe. This is happening, baby. Okay. Catch you later. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.